Hi everyone, my name is Mark, and last month my friend Ashley did a video showing how she was preparing for a colonoscopy, and with that I thought of my own procedure that I go through regularly that I could show is a injection of Humira. For those who don't know, Humira is a biological drug that is used for not only rheumatoid arthritis, but for me, Crohn's disease, and it can be delivered through a subcutaneous injection, which is essentially a very similar device to an EpiPen, that you hold the pen up to a specific part of your body and you push a button, count down, and your injection's done. It can be painful for some who aren't good with injections. For me, it's slight discomfort now and then. Other times, you don't even feel it at all. So, to show off what happens when you do an injection of Humira, you have the pen and an alcohol swab. I always include also just a piece of tissue because I always look for ways to try and make sure that it won't hurt at all. And one thing I found is that if you don't let the alcohol dry, or you want to make it dry faster, that will help with the sting. And this is the pen. This is your Humira pen. Comes in boxes of 2. It's a very expensive drug, so if you're on this, hopefully you have good drug plan coverage. And yeah, it's got numbers on the pen just to tell you which caps to remove first. So 1 is the bottom, it just pops off. 2 is on top. So your needle is in this portion here. This is your little window to the medicine itself, and that is your injector button. So what I always do when I get the pen is just to, check that the medicine is actually in there or anything. I've never run into a dud, and I've been on this drug for years, but I always just have the habit now of always checking the drug. And once that's popped open, lay it down very carefully on that. Take the alcohol swab. And you have the option of injecting it according to the literature in 2 places, your abdomen or your thighs. Now I've always picked thighs because I've never trusted any needles going into my abdomen. So in this case, I think I did my right leg 2 weeks ago. It's a drug that you take every 2 weeks if you're on a standard dose. And this time I'm going to pick my left leg. So all you have to do is, clean off an area that you will use for the injection. You can't go too close to the knee. You don't want to go too high, so somewhere nice in the middle is how I was always told to do it. So that's all good and alcoholed up. I just take the tissue. Mostly I only do that because of the example I've seen at the hospitals when you get blood taken and they'll swab down your arm and then take a gauze to help dry it off. So with that, I've got the pen in hand, and something else the literature will show you to do is to pinch the skin where you plan to inject. So taking this and pinching the skin in the spot, really doesn't matter where. I always try to emulate the times it doesn't hurt, but as someone else I've talked to who's been on the drug, you can try to do the exact same thing every 2 weeks, and there'll be a time where it's going to sting. So, setting it up, pen is right there, and just count to 10 when you push the button, and yeah, then you're done. So, without further ado, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe didn't need 10 that time. You can hear when it's done. And you also, if you watch the window, will see the yellow indicator has now filled in the window. That tells you that the drug is injected. And that's really it. I find it can be good to just push out the muscle a bit, push out the leg. That helps it so when you don't stand up you feel a stronger sting to the part that you just injected. Otherwise, that's it. It's a pretty simple procedure. I don't mind doing it every 2 weeks. It becomes a bit of a hassle when you're traveling, if you travel beyond 2 weeks or, you know, over a period where you need to inject. But I've made do so far, and I haven't had any troubles with the drug so far. So I hope people find this handy, informational, educational, what have you. And yeah, see you around.